So how do we get out of here? Any bright ideas?
Push the button on my watch.
From the halls of Montezuma to the shores of Tripoli, we will fight our country's battles on the land or on the sea. Shut everything behind us.
You're gonna clam up, or do we have to?
Yooooo!
Can you figure out how it works?
I think so. Destro always uses the same basic design layouts.
I'll remember that in the future.
Greetings, YouTube. So today we're going to take a look at the G.I. Joe Classified, Lady Jaye and Flint. I'm going to do them both in the same video. Excellent figures, and there's not a whole lot to complain about, even with being able to get them, because if you've been paying attention or, you know, checking your social media, most people have been able to get theirs relatively easily. I know my experience was very easy. I just walked into Target last week and they were literally on the pegs. Like, I didn't even have to ask anyone to go get them. So, not sure if I just got really lucky or if it's just that they actually sent more out this time. So, let's have a look at these new G.I. Joe figures. All right, so very quickly, we'll take a look at the box. Artwork is spectacular, as usual. Same stuff. Most of the stuff we've seen. Got Lady Jaye here. So, nothing special, but more of what we come to expect. All right, let's have a look at the figures. Okay, so here we have the figures out of the package and with their accessories attached to them. So I think first we will talk about Flint. And he, as far as the looks go, he looks great. Great head sculpt. Has the cliche, you know, American strong jaw, military type look. And if it's, you know, hat is removable, your beret is removable just like Beachhead's. And he's got the very cliche military haircut as well, but with a little bit of style at the top. As far as reuse goes with parts, I believe that he is pretty much Duke. The top half of him, his torso, arms, gloves, that's all Duke. This vest part is new. This has not been used before, but the belt's new too, I believe. I'll have to double check that, but I think that belt is new too. This holster, we've seen that before, and his legs look to be Duke's. I'm not sure about the shin guards though. I'll have to take a look once I do size comparisons and such, but those might be new. I think these boots have also been used, which is fine with me. I mean, it is a military line. Chances are you're going to be having standard issue equipment, so not mad at that at all. But the sculpt, the addition of the new parts with the overlays and such, and the accessories he comes with, he's very good. Another home run for Hasbro and their G.I. Joe Classified line. Now we'll take a look at Lady Jaye. So there were, and I was one of them, I will admit it, there were a lot of jeers and not so nice comments about how Lady Jaye's face sculpt looked when they first announced her. For whatever reason, in her original pictures, her face looked terrible. And I don't know if it was a prototype or something, and maybe they changed it. But in hand, she does not look as bad as she looked in those pictures. She just doesn't. So, like I said, I am not sure if they did something different or what, but she is not as, how should I put this, unattractive as she looked in her promotional pictures. So taking a look at her, she has a lot of new sculpt, because, I mean, there's only 3 female characters in the line, and Scarlet and Baroness had, you know, much different outfits. So her legs might be some reuse. I'll have to double check that. Maybe Baroness? I don't know. I don't remember Baroness having pockets though. So I'll have to check on that. But her top is definitely new. Also, double jointed elbows. Finally. Nice web gear with the belt and the strap. She does come with quite a bit of accessories, actually. Way more than Flint. So, boots. Not sure about her boots. If those are reuse or not. Again, I'll double check that once we start doing the size comparisons. So, much better looking than we originally feared. Okay, so we'll do Flint's first because it's pretty easy. Technically, the hat or the beret is an accessory. It does come off. It is removable. So he has this shotgun, which has this nice carrying sleeve in the back of his web gear. And the shotgun is actually really, really nice. Does not look like, you know, some weird space age or Nerf gun. Probably not a true representation of a real shotgun, but it doesn't look like it's, you know, futuristic. Does have a feature where it opens here, like if you were loading it. So that is very cool. Got your bullets here painted, or your shells. This is very well done. Very well done. Then he also has the typical G.I. Joe sidearm, which is fine. I don't have any problem with this gun. When they give it to people, you know, I like it. And I don't, you know, necessarily need anything different than this most of the time. But this is a typical G.I. Joe gun. And he also has this leg holster, which is technically removable as well. But that's it for accessories for Flint. I would have liked, you know, maybe a combat knife or something like that. But I guess I can't complain too much because, you know, I don't really, he's not one of the G.I. Joe guys that really depends on his equipment a whole lot. He's more of just a good soldier. All right, let's take a look at Lady Jaye's equipment. Okay, so we're going to start with her backpack. And her backpack is, you know, just a plain green, has this black stripe going across it, but it is well sculpted. Looks nice. It has this articulated kind of contraption here. I'm not sure if that's supposed to be like a light or a targeting scope, but it does move. It's articulated. It can twist around. It is a nice addition, and if you didn't like it per se, you could just undo it. I'm sure it will come out right here, and you could just take it out. It does have indented, molded areas to store things. So she comes with 2 of these javelin heads or spear heads, and they are detachable from the javelins. So you can store one of these in the backpack. And then she also has this attachment that can also hook onto the javelin, and that can also be stored inside the backpack, which is awesome. 2 actual javelins. She also comes with her small combat knife, which is a little bit gummy, so it's not the best, but it's okay. Then she has her hat and detachable or attached hair which you can put on her very easily because you can unattach this hair and expose her kind of ugly looking head, but you can put this on there if you prefer your Lady Jaye with the ball cap on. In the comic book, she wore the ball cap quite a bit, maybe all the time. And then certain shows that came after the first Sunbow series, she did too. But in the original Sunbow series, she never wore that hat. This is how she looked. And I'll just show you this real quick. So, yes, that's unsightly, but you can take that off and you can attach the hat. And a lot of people say that the hat makes her look a little bit better, but again, I'm fine with her either way. Then she also has this kind of launcher for the javelins. They can actually go in this kind of gun thing and it'll be sticking out, and she can use this to launch the javelins, I guess, farther than she could throw them. But it's cool. It's a nice touch. And I believe that is it for her accessories, but as you saw, it was quite a bit more than what Flint got, but it's fine because she has kind of a gimmick. She throws javelins. Not everybody's throwing javelins, so she needs extra stuff. All right, so real quick, I'm gonna go over articulation, but I am not going to cover the articulation for Flint, at least not in depth, because he's basically Duke. You're going to obviously expect that you can't really use his ab crunch joints because of the vest, which is true. It's a pretty stiff, thick vest, so he's not doing a whole lot of movement with that there, which is, you know, slightly unfortunate, but it's not something we didn't expect. That's how the guys are to come with these vests. It is what it is. So I'm sure somebody will cut this off and have him, you know, exposed so that they can use the ab crunch, but I like the vest, so I'm not messing with it. However, Lady Jaye is a different story. So here we have a female figure with double jointed arms, and it doesn't wreck the sculpt or make the figure look terrible. Imagine that. It's not as hard as people make it out to be. So, arms can come up very high. Got a bicep swivel here. You got the, and it's not really a butterfly. It doesn't move a whole lot, so I'm not gonna call that a butterfly. Her head is on that regular ball joint at the top of the neck. The neck is on something, a ball joint, I believe, at the base. So you can get a lot of attitude, head tilt, whatever you want to call it. She has the not very functional upper torso articulation that doesn't really do a whole lot. And her waist articulation actually doesn't do a whole lot either. She's about as articulated here as Flint is, and she don't have on a vest. So I guess that is what it is. I guess we got double jointed elbows. We can't complain. And then her legs are typical. She has thigh cut, double jointed, boot cut, drop down hips. So she can kick out, she can go out. Wrists are, let's see. Ooh. Both wrists are hinged correctly, up and down. So that's very nice. Or vertical if you want to go with that. So yeah, her articulation is decent to good. I would just say that the fact that she can't bend a whole lot in here without having a bunch of stuff on is kind of surprising, but maybe that's how the other female figures were too. All right, let's have a look at some size comparisons, and then I will get y'all out of here. Okay, so here we have Scarlet, and yes, I have, put that other head on her. I'm not seeing anything that they share body part wise, so she didn't get her parts from Scarlet, that's for sure. So we got her next to Scarlet, and then we have Gung Ho here. All right, next we have Beachhead and Duke, and Upon further inspection, Flint is using nearly all of Duke's parts. The shin guards are different, but the boots are the same, the pants are the same, the knee pads are the same, and the torso, arms, hands, all the same. And then here we have Lady Jaye and Flint next to a couple of my custom figures. My custom Sergeant Slaughter that I got from Board Dad Customs, and then my custom Leatherneck, who I made, and that is on some Marvel Legends parts and a few items from like a Crazy Figure or something like that. Some of these soft goods pouches and things like that. Okay, so here we have them with the Baroness and the regular release Snake Eyes. And upon further inspection for the Baroness, none of these parts are on Lady Jaye. So Lady Jaye is completely new, it looks like, which is good. That's nice. I commend them for that, because they could have easily reused a lot of Scarlet's parts and painted them a different color, but she's new. All right, last one here, we have them with Firefly and the Cobra Viper. So, all right, so final thoughts on Lady Jaye and Flint. They are both very good additions to the G.I. Joe Classified line. Much needed characters, main characters. Honestly, I thought we would have seen them earlier rather than some of these other characters that they came out with, but it's fine. The G.I. Joe Classified line is really starting to take shape now. It's really starting to fill out, and we're getting very, very good representations of these classic and beloved characters. They just have to, keep doing good with the distribution so that we can actually get them. This is something that a lot of people were looking forward to as far as 6-inch Joes go, and people are ready to buy them. So they just have to do their part. They're kicking ass with the designs and the sculpts and things like that. So Hasbro, get your ducks in a row so that we don't have to complain anymore. All right, so like, comment, subscribe. Later.